Take two of this video. I just dropped my phone and the video stopped halfway through, so I have to redo it again. Bless you. This is about my postpartum hemorrhage, and I don't remember a lot of the details because I was kind of out of it as they were doing this, but I went to the bathroom. It was 3 hours after I gave birth. I was still hooked to Pitocin. They told me I needed to go to the bathroom, so I went to stand up. We got in the bathroom and I passed 3 huge clots. The doctor seemed a little alarmed. She was in there with me, and then all of a sudden everything went blurry. My vision was just, I couldn't focus on anything. And then my hearing just, everything was muffled and far away, and I couldn't really hear that well. And I kept asking, why can't I hear you? I can't hear you. And apparently I got really pale. I didn't notice, but she had pulled the alarm string. 7 doctors and nurses came rushing into the room. They got me in a wheelchair and wheeled me to the bed. The doctor at the birth center was in there too, and she tried to push the clots out with my stomach in her hands. She just pushed on my stomach and pushed down and kept like pushing my stomach to try and get the clots out, and more came, and more blood. And my uterus wasn't contracting the way it should be, even though I was on Pitocin still. So they gave me a shot in one leg to stop the bleeding on one thigh, and they gave me another shot in the other thigh for something to keep my blood, keep me producing blood or something. And I'm not sure exactly what they were called or anything like that, because I was kind of out of it. They were explaining it to me while they were doing it, but I wasn't really all there. They gave me a dose of morphine, my second dose of morphine at that point. And then she reached her hand into my uterus. Oh wait, no. Well, the blood was pooling. Like they noticed that every time they pushed a clot out, the blood would pool more in my uterus. So I don't know what that means, but it wasn't hard where it was supposed to be. It would be hard, and then it would start pooling again. So she reached her hand up into my uterus and manually pulled out blood clots. She took about 5 handfuls of blood clots out. Sorry. So they took about 5 handfuls of blood clots out. And then she stopped. She didn't get them all at that point. She noticed there was a couple more. But she stopped because I was screaming, and I kept saying, please stop, please stop, please stop. It hurt really bad. They gave me a couple more. They gave me like 2 doses of morphine during that process, and another one like 10 minutes later, when she said that she was gonna have to go in and manually remove some more clots again, because they kept feeling my uterus and it kept pooling. I mean, they kept pushing and pushing more clots out, and it was just getting really bad. So she said she needed to manually remove more blood clots. And at that point, Bryce said, because I mean, he'd been sitting there watching me like screaming and crying, and he was like, do you have to do this? Like, is there any other way? And she's like, if you want your wife to live, yes, you have to do this. So I was like freaking out, and I was in so much pain, and I asked her, like, do we have to do this again? Like, I'm really scared. Is there anything we can do? And she's like, well, no, I mean, you have to do this now. And I was like crying hysterically, and she said that she was going to remove the remainder of the blood clots, and then she's going to put in a Bacri, something like that, a Bacri balloon, which is basically a balloon that she puts inside my uterus and blows up with fluid, and it puts pressure on inside the uterus to stop the clotting. I fell asleep like that. So I'd never heard of that before. But anyways, she pulled more clots out, and I was like screaming my head off. And then she put the balloon in, and that hurt. But I just kept asking, can you like hurry up? Like, please hurry. And she got that in, and they kept feeling my belly to make sure it's still hard, and it was. And it was in for 12 hours before they started, more than 12 hours, more like 14, 15 hours, until they started slowly deflating it 50 milliliters at a time, I believe. So I think they put saline solution in it, and they took it 50 milliliters out, or 100 milliliters out at a time. 12, like 15 hours later. And they would take 100 milliliters out every hour or 2 hours, I can't remember. But yeah, that's my hemorrhage story. It's really long. But luckily everything went okay, and the Bacri balloon helped, and they didn't have to do anything after that. I was on a medication the rest of my hospital stay to stop bleeding. I don't know what it was called, but it's the same thing they shot into my leg, except in a pill form, that I took every couple hours. But in the end, that all worked, and I'm still here, so